When a lot of people think about Oklahoma City, they often think about tall grass and westerns. But in reality, it's more like this. Hey, I'm Russell Carter from GirlDadRealty.com, and I help people move to the Oklahoma City metro area. Look, my job as a realtor is to make things as easy as possible for you guys. So in this video, I'm gonna break down the entire Oklahoma City metro. I'm also gonna give you suggestions on where to eat, where to take your kids, where to hang out. I'm telling you, if you wanna know about the Oklahoma City metro, this video right here is going to help you tremendously.
Like most metropolitan areas, the heart of the city is downtown. And Oklahoma City is no exception. And one of the hottest parts of this constantly growing area is the West Village, which pays tribute to Oklahoma's connection to Old Hollywood as a major player in the film distribution business, which started back in the 1930s and lasted for 6 decades. Vacant for most of the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, many of these buildings are now bars, restaurants, coffee shops, and upscale apartments. There's even an elementary school right down the street, which makes this area a little more family friendly. And if you want a spot in these luxurious accommodations, rent starts at only $963 a month at the West Village Apartments, but the best room in the building could cost you over $3,000. And for the people that work downtown, it's an easy walk, bike ride, or rail ride to the office. The Devon Tower, which is nearly the same size as the Transamerica building in San Francisco at over 844 feet, was built by the natural gas giant over a decade ago and can be seen for miles. And right underneath it is a popular place to eat, the Manhattan. It's quaint, the drinks are strong, the food is good, and most importantly, my wife and I can both agree on it. A more economical bite to eat is the Collective, which is kind of like a mall food court with better menus, better atmosphere, and a 30-foot bar. Downtown is also loaded with breweries, including Vanessa's Brewhouse, where you can grab a beer and play some Atari. I highly recommend the Slush Fund. East of downtown is Bricktown, which has the canal, the Bricktown ballpark, and is a stone's throw away from the Paycom Arena with a Thunder play. During the day, it's family friendly, but when the sun goes down, it's the epicenter of Oklahoma City nightlife, with restaurants, bars, and clubs. Just like the West Village Apartments, the Steel Yard is a great place to be. For just over $1,250 a month, a person is only a block away from the heart of Bricktown. Just south of Bricktown is the Boating District, which has a U.S. training facility for both canoeing and kayaking. There's also the Marriott Gardens and Scissortail Park, which are just 2 of the multiple outdoor spaces in downtown. A giant scissortail can be seen while driving along I-40, and just like the Eiffel Tower, local tourists put locks along the metal structure to mark special occasions and remember those they've lost. Also, a very popular question I get asked when people call me is about diversity. But as you can see from my walk through downtown, Oklahoma City is extremely diverse, and it didn't take much to get a smile or a wave from someone that didn't look like me. And we can't leave downtown without visiting the Oklahoma City Bombing Memorial, which can be an emotional journey for many visitors. The chairs on the lawn represent each person that lost their lives back in 1995. Each year, people from around the world take part in a local marathon and run to remember. Across the Oklahoma River is the Wheeler District. Instead of a traditional ranch-style home, residents here, live in tri-level townhomes. They give off a different vibe, but might feel familiar to some.
One of the reasons why I like homes here in the Wheeler District is because they kind of remind me of the Painted Ladies in San Francisco. It also has this clean energy Bay Area vibe. And I just talked to the woman that runs the grocery store here in the Wheeler District. In fact, she actually lives here along with her family. And she says this area is very kid-friendly and a great place to have a family.
The neighborhood also has its own brewery, restaurants, barbershop, spa, and of course, its iconic Ferris wheel, which has become a popular landmark here in OKC. Homes in the Wheeler District start at just $295,000, but can go all the way up to $1 million. Staying on the south side is Capitol Hill, which is a popular place for Oklahoma's growing Hispanic community. Along with grocery stores and shopping, new parks, new construction, and remodeled homes are giving this neighborhood a major boost. Capitol Hill was also a great place for investors or first-time home buyers, with move-in ready homes starting at just $150,000. However, there are still pockets of this neighborhood that need a little TLC. Heading back north is another popular spot, the Plaza District. Just like downtown, the Plaza District offers art, restaurants, and nightlife. Trendy shops and tattoo parlors welcome an eclectic crowd that walks up and down Northwest 16th Street. Instead of luxury apartments, homeowners are snatching up houses that are a mixture of old and new. The area is a great place for people that want the feeling of being in a metropolitan area, but still want to retreat to a quieter spot a few blocks away. If you're a fan of New York-style pizza, Empire Slice House is a great place to try. And if you're into fashion, Grinmore's carries limited edition kicks that are just as colorful and rare as these murals. Turnkey homes in the Plaza District start around $300,000, but most of them will cost you north of $400,000. And if you're an out-of-state buyer that's doing a showing on Zoom, don't just check out the house you're interested in. Make sure you check out the other homes on the block, because you might not like what's next door. Now, if you like this style of home but want something a little cheaper, you can try Crestwood, which is about a mile away. Homes in Crestwood can easily be purchased for under $280,000. Next to the Plaza District is Midtown, which is home to Mesta Park and Heritage Hills. These large Tudor homes were the original destination of Oklahoma City's high society and were built well over a century ago. Protected by Historical Society, this area of town is still a popular spot for Oklahomans that enjoy the finer things. Although many of the residents love the charm and architecture of these homes, they're not the biggest fans of the public education system, and a lot of the kids in this area go to private school. A small price to pay for a location that's near downtown, the Capitol, and dining. Homes in Heritage Hills and Mesta Park start in the upper six figures and can go well over $2 million. But if you go a few blocks north, you can buy a similar home for just $400,000 in Highland Terrace. And even though Ted's Cantina and Big Truck Tacos are popular spots in Midtown, I'm a fan of a good donut, and Hertz has some of the best. And when you need your spirit of choice, Byron's is the place to be. Democrat or Republican, rich or poor, the selection and prices always unifies most people in the city. On the other side of I-35 is the Eastside, and gentrification is in full swing. Once the heart and soul of the Black Power movement in the 60s, these homes near the Capitol and OU Medical Center have been swallowed up by investors and are getting the same treatment as homes in Heritage Hills and Mesta Park. However, these homes can be 20 to 30% cheaper. New construction is also underway with $675,000 luxury homes to $245,000 starter homes. Although some people feel the essence of the East Side is being erased, some will argue that the improvements are really erasing the violence, drugs, and neglect of the past 3 decades. Restaurants like Scrambled and Eastside Pizza pay tribute to civil rights leader Clara Luper and famed author Ralph Ellison. Coffee shops, gyms, and a few local markets have also moved in to continue the transformation. The East Side is also home to the Oklahoma History Museum and Lincoln Golf Course, which is the best public golf course in the city in my opinion. My favorite hole is the par 5 16th on the west course that has an elevated green that can be costly when a player tries to go for it in 2. Next to Lincoln is the Adventure District that's home to the Oklahoma City Zoo and the Science Museum, which is a convenient location for both kids and parents when they can't decide on which one to enjoy. It's literally a 1-minute walk from one front door to the other. Down the street is the USA Softball Hall of Fame complex, home of the US Olympic team and the NCAA Softball World Series. The Softball Hall of Fame is also a must-see and is free to the public. There's also the Oklahoma City Firefighters Museum where kids can learn about the sacrifices of these brave men and women and extinguish all their energy while playing with a retired fire truck. The 45th Infantry Museum is a great place for military enthusiasts of all ages, and everybody can learn about the contribution of patriotic Oklahomans that have kept the world safe in various times of war. The Oklahoma Cowboy Hall of Fame also tells the tale of Americans pushing west, but doesn't shy away from sensitive topics such as the Trail of Tears. In fact, when visitors walk through the door, they're welcomed by the end of the trail, which was sculpted by James Earl Frazier over 100 years ago. And when the kids go to bed, there's Remington Park, which has both horse racing and a casino, and is ready for anybody that's willing to test their luck. Heading back west is the Paseo, which is Oklahoma's original art district. Here, the buildings are reminiscent of California or New Mexico, with stucco exteriors and painted in whimsical colors. Here, locals can buy all sorts of art and other items in small boutiques like JW Jewelry and Home. A popular place to live is Edgemere Park. Larger homes in this area can run you well over $500,000, but smaller, renovated homes in nearby neighborhoods can be purchased for just under $300,000. Near the Paseo is the Asian District, which is a popular place to grab a bite to eat and experience pho or boba tea for the first time. Specialized grocery stores can also help with those hard-to-get items for any home chef cooking Asian cuisine. Shooting across Putnam Heights is the 39th Street District, which celebrates Oklahoma City's LGBTQ community. Here, pride and colorful murals are on display 365 days a year, and restaurants, bars, and local shops welcome everybody. Heading north is the wealthiest part of the city, Nichols Hills. Homes in this area go for well over $1 million, and Nichols Hills isn't just a neighborhood, it's actually its own city, with a strict speed limit of 25 miles per hour. Some homes in the area are remodeled while others are bulldozed, and a bigger one is built in its place. Despite being its own city, Nichols Hills is still part of Oklahoma City Public Schools, and it's not uncommon for parents in this area to send their kids to charter or private schools. A more economical option in this area is the Village, which is just north of Nichols Hills. A remodeled 3-bedroom house can go anywhere between $200,000 to $300,000, which is a great price for a first-time home buyer, young family, or investor. Minutes away from Lake Hefner, it has a prime location, and residents here get to benefit from stores like Lululemon, Whole Foods, and other shops that want to be closer to Nichols Hills. Heading north is Quail Creek, which is one of the largest neighborhoods in the metro. Surrounding a golf course, Quail Creek has quick access to both Lake Hefner Parkway and the Kilpatrick Turnpike. A 3,000 square foot fixer-upper in the neighborhood can sometimes hit the market below $300,000, but most homes are going to be between $400,000 and $700,000. A more economical area would be the Greens, which also has a golf course, no HOA, and homes can be purchased for around $300,000 to $350,000. And some of the homes in the northern part of the neighborhood feed in the Edmond Public Schools, which is one of the most coveted school districts in the state. Another popular spot for entertainment is Chisholm Creek, which is along Memorial Road that separates northwest Oklahoma City from Edmond. Along with Topgolf and iFly, Chisholm Creek has tons of bars and restaurants. It even has a spot where pet owners can grab a beer while their four-legged friends get some exercise. New apartments are also turning this place from a hangout spot to a way of life. Just south is an area known as The Half that has Flick's Brew House. Here, people can grab dinner, get a beer from the brewery, and catch a movie. But the biggest draw is chicken and pickle. Like so many places, pickleball has become huge in Oklahoma. Along with food, drinks, and games, chicken and pickle allows big kids to act like little ones. Leaving Oklahoma City, the number one suburb is possibly Edmond. With a population of 90,000 people, most of them have flooded to this area because of the schools, low crime, and strong property values. The city also offers plenty of shopping, restaurants, and extracurricular activities. From a classic downtown to private golf courses, Edmond is exactly what the number one suburb should be in a lot of people's eyes. According to the Oklahoma City MLS, the median home price is $355,000, but folks can still find homes in the $200,000 range. so it's not just for the elite. Next on the list is Deer Creek, which is actually not a city but rather a school district that's tucked away in between Northwest Oklahoma City and Edmond. Deer Creek is popular because it has the best of both worlds. If you go north, you can still find neighborhoods that offer large lots, and if you go south, you'll get a little less space, but you're closer to the city. And just like Edmond, the schools are the major driving force. Right now, the median home price is $393,000. There's also Yukon, and it's a little unique. Although Yukon proper is off Old Route 66, which is now 39th Expressway, the school district has a massive territory and touches parts of both Southwest and Northwest Oklahoma City. The advantage? A family can still be in a great Oklahoma City suburb that's close to the action, but get the benefits of Yukon schools. Or, if you want more of a small town feel, you can move closer to downtown Yukon. However, this city is starting to look more and more like Edmond each and every day. The median home price is $247,000 and has a population of 44,000 people. Just like Yukon, Piedmont is also a suburb that on the surface seems like a small town with only 8,000 people. But in reality, most of the kids that go to school here live in large suburbs in far northwest Oklahoma City. Right next door to Yukon and Deer Creek, Piedmont is a great place for people that want a smaller school district but still want the advantages of being in a popular part of the city. And you can choose between owning a house with some land or living in a traditional neighborhood. The median home price in Piedmont is $325,000. Mustang, which has 21,000 people, is just south of Yukon and is also growing in popularity. Once again, many of the students in this district live in southwest Oklahoma City, and there is an explosion in new housing. In fact, Canadian County, which is home to Yukon, Mustang, and Piedmont, is one of the fastest growing areas in the country. Although Mustang doesn't get the same praise as Deer Creek and Edmond, Mustang is making a strong investment in education, and their high school looks more like a small college. Right now, the median home price in Mustang Public Schools is $278,000. About 10 minutes south of downtown is Moore. Although most kids live in Moore proper, they also get an influx of students that technically live in southwest and southeast Oklahoma City. A lot of people really like Moore and what they're doing to their downtown. 19th Street also has everything you would want in restaurants and shopping. But Moore has been hit by 2 devastating tornadoes over the past 25 years, and that makes some people nervous. However, with 68,000 people, it's still one of Oklahoma City's biggest suburbs. The median home price is $250,000. Last but not least is Norman, home of the University of Oklahoma. With 130,000 people, it's the biggest OKC suburb, and the most liberal in my opinion because of the university. Like any college town, there are plenty of bars and restaurants. But once you leave Campus Corner, Norman is just like any other metro suburb with new construction and top-rated schools. The median home price is $265,000. Also, I've put a link down below with each school district's grade according to niche.com.
Now, if you're thinking about making a move to the Oklahoma City metro area, make sure you give me a call or shoot me a text. Or you can just log on to my website, girldadrealty.com. Now, if you're looking for another video about the people in Oklahoma City, you want to know about the weather, you want to know about cost of living, you want to know about is Oklahoma City a great place for minorities, the politics, that video is right here, okay? So go ahead and check that one out. If not, I'll just catch you on the next video.